what's up guys, Sarus here, and yes, I'm officially back, and I'm very, very sorry that it took me so long. I was having too much fun being with my family and not having to worry about recording and stuff. I didn't realize that I actually did kind of miss those days where I didn't have a channel and I didn't have to worry about a schedule and everything, but at the same time, I missed you guys just as much too, so I was always conflicted as to, well, should I be with my fam, or should I go do recordings, or should I try and do... It was one of those things where I really, really needed a long Christmas break. I needed something to take my mind off of the insanity that was 2016, and since this is the first full week of my daughter going back to school, pretty much everybody's now back in school, work schedules are now going the way that they're supposed to, things are a lot more where they need to be. And if you're wondering about the color of this video, this is kind of how I like it, and this is kind of how I want it to stay. I know it's not exactly what most people would expect, but at the same time, for some reason my camera is just doing this weird thing where everything's going yellow, orange, and red. And having to put a filter on it, like physically like get the camera to do a filter, is the only way I can keep it from doing it. And unfortunately, it's not going to change until I get proper lighting. So that's something I can't unfortunately control at this point, because I don't have a lighting set, because I'm not made out of money and I don't make money with this channel, but I don't care. You know, I'm still gonna do it regardless. As you can see, I have taken down the lights in my office. I am going to replace them with something else. I want to replace them with something a little more me. Don't get me wrong, I love Christmas. I love my Christmas lights. They're absolutely amazing, but I don't like having Christmas lights and stuff up after Christmas. We still have our Christmas tree, by the way, but it's a fake tree. Who cares? We still have the ornaments. I'm gonna try and get the ornaments taken down by the end of the week. There's a lot of them. And we need more, we need another ornament case, so I need to get another ornament case so that they can be safely stored, because I have kids, and if you have kids, or you know children, you know they are destructive little beasts that will destroy anything that even remotely looks fragile. And the fairy too, he's just as bad at it. So I'm gonna get another specialized case for them to keep them from being broken, because we had a few that have broken over the years, and a lot of these ornaments are actually mine that my parents gave me that they didn't want on their tree anymore because they were trying to downsize, and we didn't want them to sell the ornaments, so they gave a bunch from to me and a few to my sister. And so now I have a lot of these ornaments that are, some of them are as old as I am, some of them are older than I am, and I'm very, very nervous about them. So we're trying to find ways to protect them as much as humanly possible, especially now that we have an all of a 3.5-year-old that runs around and loves to touch everything. So we gotta make extra special care that when they get put up, they're not, if anything were to happen, God forbid, there's less of a chance of them breaking. So there's, again, I gotta get the specialized ornament box to make sure that they're all safe. And once I know for a fact that they're gonna be safe, I'm gonna put them all away, and we'll put them up on the top shelf in our garage or garage. I don't know why I said garage, that was weird. In our garage. Yeah, I guess that'll be the end of all of our Christmas stuff. We did get a few things. My daughter got a brand new dollhouse. It's a wooden one that I have to put together, so I've been slowly working on that. I don't have a whole lot of time to work on it because I have to do it in the laundry room. So there's not a whole lot of room in there. I'm kind of off into this one corner where we have this this fold-up white table, which is just like covered in like wood stain right now, because I've had to stain a bunch of this stuff. I've had to paint a bunch of the wood. I'm currently putting a lot of the pieces together. My parents, or her grandparents, bought some furniture, some pre-made, really nice in the package furniture for the house. That's actually back there. I don't know if you can see it. It's these little things right here near the edge that are like, don't have a lot of color. It's all furniture for her house, so I need to finish that. It's not easy though. It's like about 200 pieces. I'll show you a picture of the final result. I didn't make a video of me making it because I knew it was going to take me a long time. Just because I do have to deal with, like, wood stain, and I don't like doing that while the kids are up, especially Baby Dragon. I don't want him getting near it or breathing in the toxins, because that stuff, you're supposed to even have a mask on when you're wearing it. I don't, because I'm used to it. I'm used to wood stain and stuff. I've been working with that stuff. I've been painting. I've been used to all those fumes, and I've kind of developed an immune system to them to where they don't mess with my head. They don't make me dizzy. They don't make me volatile or any way or sick, because I've been working with that stuff for almost 10 years now. So, well, actually, yeah, for about a decade now, I've been working with that stuff, so I'm not affected by it. But with them, I always wait till they're in bed. I always, with our light in the laundry room, the fan comes on automatically. So whenever you flip the light on, the fan goes on and it stays on. So it's perfect for it's sucking up all that stuff, all those fumes, and taking them outside. And then we also have a window that it's weird. This window is in a closet in the laundry room. You have to open the laundry room door, which also makes it to where it blocks the dryer. They didn't exactly plan out this house 100% well. You could tell just by walking around. It's not planned out quite as well as it could have. I could have done a much better job. But you open the door, and then you can open the window, and you actually do get a decent breeze. So you do get that air circulation. So I don't need a mask. I don't wear a mask when I do this. The only time I ever wear a mask is if I'm using spray paint, and I always do that outside. I sometimes do it in a garage. I only did that in a garage in the house in Alaska, only because we didn't have a choice, because it was like the cold, dead winter, and spray painting in negative 40-degree weather is not the best idea. It's not. It's a horrible idea. I had no choice but to spray paint indoors. And even so, we had to have the window open, so it was like 50 degrees in there. They have an amazing heating systems where we live. For heating systems for the houses. They're absolutely perfect in the area that we lived in. So it did keep it warm enough to where I could deal with it, but it was still a little chilly. But yeah, so I have some more spray painting projects that I need to do. I'm going to take these shelves that I used to have up in my workroom / it was supposed to be our living room, but we never used it in Alaska, and I'm going to re-spray paint those. I'm going to make them pink so that we can put them up in Soul Dragon's room, so that she can put some of her stuff up for her brother to not break, because, again, he likes to break things. He doesn't understand that he needs to be kind of a little more under control, and he needs to not throw things, and we're getting it into him, but he's a boy, and he's extremely destructive. So that's always fun, hearing something break, and then her screaming and crying and coming to me, and me being, oh no, and God, he's almost broken my laptop twice, because he sometimes, and I don't know why people do this, but the fairy will put it, like, under the window, and so what Baby will do is he will step on it to get up onto the window. Thank God he hasn't broken it, because that's $1,500 I can't replace right now. That's not gonna happen. So we're dealing with that right now. So yeah, I've got a lot of art projects. I've got a lot of after Christmas projects. I've got a lot of stuff. I didn't get too much this year for Christmas. Too much this year, which I don't mind. I'm not a huge fan of presents anyways, or giving them. I like giving them to people, but I've never been, I think ever since I was, probably after I turned 18, it is when kind of getting presents and doing that stuff, it was never really a big thing for me. Like I said, I love giving them. It's just receiving them. I mean, I accept them graciously, and of course I thank people profusely for them. But at the same time, I've never, there are certain things where I'm a little materialistic, like when it comes to electronics and when it comes to computer games and consoles and console games and stuff. But everything else, I would rather just get on my own. Clothing, jewelry, other stuff like that. I actually got some diamond earrings this year in a Secret Santa thing, which blew the fuck out of my mind. I love them dearly, and I don't know if you're watching this, but if you are, thank you very, very much. I don't know how many of my family members actually watch this, or any of my extended family members. They probably don't. I may have like 1 or 2. Tax season is coming up soon, and we're guesstimating more or less what we're going to be making, or what we're going to be getting back. And I think we're going to be getting back quite a bit because we moved last year, and whenever you move you do get this credit, and I think it is kind of based around how far you moved, because I know we did make a lot more moving from Washington to Alaska than we did when we moved to Idaho, from Idaho to Washington. So wondering how much we're gonna get moving from Alaska all the way to fucking Central Texas. I have no idea. But it's gonna be good. Oh, so much debt's gonna be gone, and hopefully I'll have a new light system. And I'm kind of also hoping to set some money aside. I've got a prepaid American Express Visa card that I use for when we go on trips and stuff. We also used it while we were moving. We put some money on it. I used it when I went to SakuraCon last year. But yeah, so I'm hoping to put some money on my card to save away so that I can use it to buy plane ticket and be able to rent a car and buy a pass for PAX West. That is my goal, to make sure that I have enough on the card for that. And it kind of depends on how much we have left over. The things we want to get, because again, all I want to get is the lights, new lighting for the room. That's it. That's all I want. And I think we'll just divide up what's left after we pay bills and stuff. And I'll put my share on my card, obviously. And we'll probably end up putting a little each paycheck onto it too. I was gonna take Soul Dragon. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, because I don't know when it's gonna be. If it's gonna be during her school, there's no way I would be able to take her, because she missed a lot. She missed almost a month's worth of school for us getting down here. I don't want to continue that. Plus, if she does start school during it, it will be the beginning of the week, is what it'll, like the first full, it'll be during the week of, it will be during like the first few weeks of school. Unfortunately, is when usually when PAX West, which used to be PAX Prime, but when PAX West starts. So it's like within the first 2 to 3 weeks of everybody getting back into school. I can't really pull her out for that. So it all depends on when they decide to do it, because they usually do it like right before school starts or right after school starts. So I'm hoping it's right before school starts this year. But again, I gotta wait, because they don't even have the dates out for it yet. If you go to the PAX website, they still have the stuff for last year. The September was 2nd through the 5th of 2016, which is when it was last year. So in other words, they don't have the official dates for it yet, and I don't even think the tickets are going to go on sale until March, or the passes won't even go on sale until March, so you've got time to save up for them. And they're not expensive. I mean, it's a weekend thing. I think the passes are like $75. That's how much they were for PAX East, which is in Boston. And I'm pretty sure it was the same for South, which is down in San Antonio, which there was no way I was going to be able to get a pass for that anyways, even if I wanted to go, regardless of me living here. Only because, again, there was no way. They were sold out. God, they were sold out before we even moved. So there was no fucking way I was going to be able to make it. And we just didn't have the funds by the time we got here is when the ones for East came out in Boston, and we just couldn't afford. I mean, we could have technically afforded it. We just waited too long. So I'm not worried about that one. It's just the west one I really want to go to because I have family there. And I wouldn't have to stay at a hotel. Again, I would just rent a car, I think is all that would be. If I stay where I would like to stay, because when I went to the convention last year, I stayed with my Aunt Stacy. This year, I'm kind of thinking I might want to stay with my dad's mom, my grandmother. I don't know. I don't know. Either her or, again, this year, my Aunt Stacy, because she lives literally down the street from the train station over by the airport. It's not that big of a deal. She lives down the street, like, within walking distance of the huge bus station where all the buses come and go. And that one takes you to the train station. Train station takes you straight on over to the, 3.5 blocks. It takes you, 2 blocks down and 1 block over from the convention center. So it's not that big of a deal. I don't even know if I would need a car. The only way I would need a car is if I wanted to go see family and she couldn't take me because she's a school nurse. So yeah, I am rambling because I haven't gotten to talk to you guys in a long time. What else do I have to talk to you guys about? The January giveaway. Okay, so last month during the December giveaway, nobody commented that hadn't already won a hat, so I kept the hat. Haha. This month's is gonna be a little different because I want to do a hat for the guys. Now, I've only ever done one before, and it was a decent hat. It was more of a cheap little prop for a convention that we went to called SenchiCon, which is the kind of an anime steampunk combo convention in Alaska in Anchorage. And it's not a bad one. It's a decent one for the area and for the amount of people that come. It's gotten bigger and bigger every year, so they've had to move up different spaces. They've had to get bigger areas to go to, and honestly, I think they're doing good for themselves. But I want to do one. I'm thinking a bowler hat. I don't have the date, though, for when it's going to be. Crap. I'm hoping to have everything and to be able to do it by next week. Show the video to you guys and have it the full week next week for the competition. I just need to find, and I know there's a place here where we can get them, because I swear to God, I've seen them. At this party place or something. I know there's a few party stores around here, and I should be able to find the hat. I just have to actually look, or I might have to special order it. Either way, I live in the lower 48 now, so it will literally take half the time it normally does to get to me. More updates on that later this week. Tomorrow I am going to resume playing games, probably start with Outlast, because I really want to finish the Whistleblower series. And what's going to happen is I have a lot of games that I want to play, but I also have a lot of games that are taking up a lot of time. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm just going to end up keeping myself to one game at a time, and try to get through the game as much as possible and finish off a lot of these series that I don't know how long it's going to take me. So try to get as many videos recorded of that as possible and just kind of cycle through them. Like, do 1 week of nothing but Outlast, and then do another week of nothing but Age of Mythology, and then Soma, and everything else, and kind of do that to make it so that the series actually move along, so you're not literally waiting a whole week for the next episode, because I don't like doing that, and I'm still not comfortable and not in a good place to do 2 videos a day. Otherwise I would do that. Yeah, I just don't think that the channel's ready for going back to 2 videos a day, because that was really hard to do. And granted, upload here is a lot faster. I've gotten faster at my editing. I'm still the same at thumbnails. I suck. I suck so much when it comes to my thumbnails. And I admit it. I'm not gonna deny it. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna do game weeks where I just do a week straight of one game. And every now and again, if I want to, I'll do a break and maybe do a cover. Or maybe do a vlog like this, just not as long. But that's kind of where I think the channel's going to go. I think that's how my schedule is going to go. And it's just going to make it easier for me to do so. And then there may be a week of nothing but one-shot videos of like a bunch of small ones from Steam and Newgrounds and Itch.io and Game Jam games and things like that. So I just have to kind of figure out the schedule as to how it's going to go. But yeah, that's really all I've got to say. So a couple things are going to change on the channel, but you guys are still going to get the same games and content. I hope you're not disappointed in that. Again, I'm hoping to go to PAX West, but I'm not 100% sure if it's going to happen. I will keep you updated as to if I am able to. And if I do go, I do plan on taking lots of pictures and video for you guys. So hopefully you will enjoy that. And hoping to get a new light system. Got some art projects that I'm working on. I will take photos of the finished look of the dollhouse when I'm done with it. This is the first dollhouse I have ever built in my entire life, so please bear with me on this one. I don't know how well it's gonna turn out. But that's really all the time I have for you guys. Thank you so much for waiting. I hope you had an amazing Christmas and New Year's, and or Hanukkah, or whatever holiday you celebrate. I hope you had a great holiday season. I hope you had a great New Year's. I hope things go well for those of you that are going back to school, because I know a few of you in my subs, a few of you little dragonettes are still in school. So good luck with all of that, because the spring term is coming up soon. So y'all better be studying and ready, because those finals are going to be here before you know it. Which makes me really, really glad that I'm no longer in school. But as always, I'm Sarus. I love each and every one of you, my little dragonettes. I'm glad to be back. I can't wait to get back into the swing of things with all the games and everything else that I do for you that just makes me look like a fucking idiot. But I will talk and play for you in the next video. Bye bye!